Welcome to Unpacking a Unit of Competency. Today, we will explore how to annotate a unit of competency effectively. Let's simplify vocational education and training concepts and connect them to practical workplace skills. Unpacking involves analyzing units and assessment requirements, not just highlighting. It means interpreting competence in real workplace contexts, identifying necessary skills, knowledge, and conditions, and clarifying what training and assessment should prepare learners to achieve. Annotation transforms broad vocational education and training language into actionable teaching. First, interpret vocational education and training language in plain English. Identify real tasks learners must perform. Understand the required knowledge and skills. Clarify assessment conditions and evidence needs. Finally, design contextualized, meaningful, and aligned training plans. In Step 1, we gather the documents needed to unpack the unit of competency. Download the current version of the unit of competency and its associated assessment requirements from the National Training Register. Access the relevant companion volume implementation guide for the training package. Review the unit's usage recommendation, release details, and modification history. Finally, save copies of all documents in accordance with your registered training organization's version control procedures. The training package structure includes endorsed components like units of competency, assessment requirements, qualifications, and credit arrangements. These are crucial for standardization. Supporting components aid in the implementation process, ensuring effective training delivery. In Step 2, we focus on reading the unit of competency as a workplace task. Look beyond the title to understand the work context through the application section, check for any prerequisite units, and consider the industry or sector in which the unit is used. Ask yourself what a competent person would do in the workplace, then summarize the unit in plain English. This helps you understand the purpose of the unit before you begin designing training and assessment. In Step 3, we focus on annotating the key components of the unit of competency. Elements describe the major work functions or outcomes learners must achieve, while performance criteria identify the specific actions required to demonstrate competence. Performance evidence explains what learners must do, knowledge evidence identifies what they must know, and assessment conditions specify how and where assessment must occur. Breaking the unit into clear, observable requirements helps clarify expectations and supports effective training and assessment. Use visuals to enhance understanding. Highlight related ideas and repeated requirements. Connect concepts with shapes and lines. Number items for sequence or cross-referencing. Write plain English comments for clarity. Mark unclear items for follow-up with your registered training organization. Link unit text directly to assessment requirements. Transform requirements into actionable planning. Determine what the criterion demands from the learner and how it applies in a vocational context. Identify necessary foundation skills and suitable practice activities. Finally, decide on evidence that demonstrates the learner's capability. In Step 4, we analyze the performance evidence to identify what learners must do to demonstrate competency. Look for the required tasks, repeated performance, and whether evidence must be gathered across different occasions or workplace contexts. Identify the products, observations, demonstrations, or workplace outputs that can be used as evidence. This analysis helps you design assessment tasks and evidence requirements that align with the unit of competency. In Step 5, we analyze the knowledge evidence to identify the essential concepts, terminology, and processes that learners need to understand. Develop questions, discussions, or activities that allow learners to demonstrate their knowledge. Connect knowledge to practical workplace examples to ensure it is relevant and meaningful. Avoid including theory that is not supported by the performance requirements of the unit. In Step 6, we analyze the foundation skills required for competent workplace performance. Identify the communication, digital, numeracy, and employability skills embedded within the unit of competency. Consider the language, literacy, numeracy, and digital skills that learners need to perform the required tasks. Understanding these foundation skills helps you design training and assessment that better supports learner success in the workplace. In Step 7, We analyze the assessment conditions to determine how assessment must be conducted. Identify where assessment should take place, the resources and equipment required, and whether it must occur in a real workplace or a simulated environment. Confirm any requirements for assessors and other assessment conditions specified in the unit. Understanding these requirements helps ensure assessment is valid, reliable, and compliant. In Step 8, we use the Companion Volume Implementation Guide to support training and assessment planning. Review the guidance on contextualization, delivery, and assessment to help interpret the unit of competency. Use this information to support and justify your planning decisions. Remember, the Companion Volume Implementation Guide provides guidance for implementation, but it does not replace the requirements of the unit of competency or its associated assessment requirements. Transform unit requirements into a lesson plan by identifying the workplace task learners must perform. Break it down into knowledge, steps, tools, language, and support. Plan practice activities to build skills and evidence to prove competence. Consider the learner group, context, and assessment expectations. Map each task to its elements and performance criteria. Align evidence with performance and knowledge evidence. Verify assessment conditions before task implementation. Use mapping to identify gaps prior to assessment completion. Review mapping during validation to ensure accuracy and completeness. To turn a requirement into learning, focus on workplace communication skills. Implement a training activity like role-playing a workplace conversation to practice feedback. Gather evidence through an observation checklist, written reflection, and assessor questions to ensure comprehensive assessment. Let's address common mistakes in training and assessment. Avoid only reading the unit title and teaching from textbooks without verifying the unit. Don't ignore assessment conditions or forget performance evidence. Writing assessment tasks before unpacking the unit and contextualizing inappropriately can weaken outcomes. These errors undermine effective training. Remember to use current official documents as your source. Understand the work setting for context. Identify observable actions as criteria. Know what evidence must be shown. Check resources and environment for conditions. Ensure mapping proves tasks match requirements. Use official sources, such as the National Training Register, to access current training products and the Australian Skills Quality Authority website to review the 2025 standards for registered training organisations. Select a unit of competency that you deliver or study. Highlight its elements, performance criteria, performance evidence, knowledge evidence, and assessment conditions. Then add contextual comments explaining how the unit applies to your learners, workplace, or industry setting. Subscribe for more practical content about vocational education and training, the TAE40122 Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment, and Workplace Learning Support.